Oh, I guess they can only do it this way now. Okay. Weird. Weird. They changed the orientation for the layout of this thing. Sorry about that, guys. Usually it's the other way. It's the horizontal way. That's fine. I'm gonna just move up closer. Okay. Let's set this set up for a second. Something tells me they're trying to make it like TikTok, where everything is the horizontal way or vertical way. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Jess. Tom's Final Chat. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. We'll give you guys a few minutes or a minute here, then we'll kind of start. They changed the layout of this thing, so I guess they realized people are probably holding a phone watching this thing instead of on their computer. So, Media Hideout, hello. Glenn R, hello. Good to see everybody. Mason. First question of the night. Are you an Elvis fan? If so, what albums do you have? Yeah, I like Elvis's early stuff. I like his 50s, like Sun Records stuff. And some of his late 60s songs as well. I like some of those. Albums, I've got A Date with Elvis. I think it's just, the other one's just called Elvis. And I've got like a couple of greatest hits. I think I've got Aloha via Satellite. Probably a few more. Christmas album. Not a ton. Not a ton. All right. Well, I guess we can. Haven't seen anything about Beach Boys in the UK this year. Yeah, I don't think I have either for them going over there. Currently listening to Sunflower. It's my second favorite Beach Boys album. Nice. Sunflower is an amazing album. Indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, we got some people here, so we can just start chatting away here for a little bit. So cool channel updates to talk about. All through April is another season of Hey, Look at That Beach Boys thing. This is season 4 of showing off Beach Boys things from my collection. I think there's 6 new episodes of that coming out. May is all Beach Boys month, so every single album review is a Beach Boys album review, leading up to Smile at the very end of the month. And also in May, there will be topic videos about Smile each Monday, and interviews with different people from Instagram that are huge Beach Boys fans. So we'll be doing those videos, I think, on Wednesdays. So every Monday will be a topic video for Smile. Every Wednesday will be an interview with people about Smile. And then on the Friday will be a Beach Boys related album review leading up to the Smile album review on the end of May, which is pretty rad. So I'm really excited about that. It's done. It's uploaded. I finally did it. It took me years to finally do it, but it's done. So I'm really excited about that. We do review on Brian Smile. Yes, eventually. Yeah, it's not part of that month, but it's gonna happen at some point. Yeah, that one, Live at the Roxy, the Disney album, and there's another one I haven't tackled yet either. I guess Sweet Insanity. I can do that one, even though it's not really official, but I can talk about that one too. So those will happen at some point as well. So there's still stuff to cover. Like I haven't covered everything. I want to do the digital releases as well from the Beach Boys, the Spotify stuff, and some point someday do Pet Sounds, but not for a long time. I've always said that would be like the last album review I'll ever do will be Pet Sounds, just because it's been done so many times. That's all. It's just been done so much. I also thought it'd be kind of fun to go through my Beach Boys 45s with you guys. There's a whole stack of just Beach Boys 45s. I thought it'd be cool if you pick a number and we could just see what it is and go from there. But basically, I think I have 68 Beach Boys 45s. So yeah, if you get crazy, feel like picking a number. If you're doing live at the Roxy, can't forget Pet Sounds Live. Yeah, Pet Sounds Live is really good. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a really beat up copy of In My Room. Really beat up copy of In My Room with Be True to Your School on the back. I'm missing the comments because they changed the layout of this thing. How do you... Oh, there we go. Okay. Giggins reviews Pet Sounds equals Giggins retires from YouTube. My birthday, number 6. Number 6 is Little Deuce Coupe with Surfer Girl. And number 9, I saw that. 7, 8, 9. Ooh, this is a hard to find one. The Man with All the Toys. Back with Blue Christmas. You don't see that one too often. 12. All right. 10, 11. 12 is Do You Want to Dance? From the Today album. 39. Good Lord. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We're almost there. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 39 is a copy of It's Okay. Backed with Hadophonia. From the 15 Big Ones album. 56, all right, so that's 39. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56 is their cover of California Dreamin'. With Lady Liberty in the back. The only time it's ever been issued. As the B-side to California Dream. That's pretty cool. 15. All 45s of In My Room are sped up until the 80s. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 15 is a really weird one. It's the Beach Boys, obviously, Help Me Rhonda with Kiss Me Baby, but someone either cut a perfect circle into it or it came that way because the original cover looks like this. It's the full picture, but this one, it says Mork all over it. So I'm guessing Mork from Ork decided to rip a hole into it. No idea, but I love it. It's super cool. All the prime numbers. No. The rarest 45 you have from the Beach Boys. Oh, it's this one here. There's actually a video coming out about this in April. Hang on. It's in a protective sleeve. Have you got a copy of the 10 Little Indians single? What do you think I'm opening? It's in a plastic sleeve. Hang on. Okay. So yes, this is the most rare Beach Boys thing that I own. There's a whole video coming out about it in April. It's getting its own episode of Hey Look at That Beach Boys thing. But 10 Little Indians, and then County Fair on the back. Extremely rare. Absolutely extremely rare. You just don't see this thing. I own the single on its own. Well, I had the single on its own. I still do, but now I have the single with the actual picture sleeve, which is just wild to look at. But yeah, really, really cool. Never thought I'd ever own that one. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Putting it back into its home so it stays protected forever. Nice shiny sleeve. What kind of questions have you guys got tonight? Herman's reviews. There's actually a solo Peter Noon coming up at some point. And did I do another Herman's? I feel like I did. I'm sure there's one lined up, but there's also going to be Peter Noon's solo album will be happening as well at some point. Hey, Jenny. Good to see you, girl. I don't even want to know how many Beatles 45s I have. Because if this is 68 Beach Boys 45s, this entire thing is filled for Beatles and solo Beatles. It's kind of combined. That's going to be an interesting one. Have you done any Elliott Smith album reviews? I have not. I have not tackled Elliott Smith. Favorite Aussie artist that's not AC/DC? Bee Gees. Powderfinger. Powderfinger's really good. Currently listening to Roger Waters' Used to Death, one of the best Pink Floyd solo albums. I haven't heard that album in a long time. I remember literally nothing about it. That's how long it's been since I've heard it. Long time. I've been listening to a lot of different stuff for the reviews I've been working on. Noise. Hey? Yeah, Bee Gees are awesome. They started a joke. I'm not liking this layout that they have for YouTube now. It's confusing. Here's a really kind of esoteric question. Which Beach Boys single do you have... Which Beach Boys single do you have most that is a reissue from the 70s to the 90s? I don't have multiple reissues from that era. I'll have like one that came out from like different eras. So I have like a late 80s Good Vibrations. Sloop John B. Actually, I can look right here. I'm holding them. Yeah, late 80s, 90s, nothing. But, let's see. Yeah, Sloop John B. I thought I had Surfin' USA. This is probably from the early 80s, late 70s. Surfin' USA on the Starline label. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, not too many reissues from the 80s. Almost everything I have is original. Or from a different country. What's this one? Barbara Ann. That's a reissue. This came out for... Yeah, so this is a cool one. Barbara Ann back with Little Honda. And it says released in June of 1975. Originally released June of 1975. So it came out for Spirit of America. But interesting how they promote it with that date on it. That's really weird. Huh. Weird. The Bee Gees are actually not Australian. They were from the Isle of Man, then moved to Australia, then England. Then to a New York mining disaster in 1941. Huh, true. Favorite music artist from the 21st century? Oh boy, it was a lot. Hmm. Jeez, I don't know. That's such a big question. I listen to so much. My cop out answer would be to say Weezer, but I know that's not true. I love Giggins and the Beach Boys. Thanks. Killer Collection. Thanks, Jenny. Favorite song of the album Friends. I really like the two instrumentals on that album a lot because they're so chill. But I also really love Wake the World. Busy Doing Nothing, of course. I'm gonna say Wake the World. Have you managed to get a copy of the Surf and Single on Candix and X Records? No, not yet. Hopefully someday. Hopefully someday. They're really, really expensive and they're always beat up. So it's almost like, I get it. Historical purposes, I get it. But very low on my radar of things to pick up right now. There's only a handful more Beach Boys singles I'm looking for to kind of round out the collection. It's mostly 70s stuff. Once got a Mega Beach Boys 45 lot on eBay years ago. Tons of original Reach 45s. One of the Starline 45s with the binaural mix of Surfer Girl. That's cool. Hey Giggins, how many records have you gotten vinyl now? I don't know. 2,000 maybe. Something like that. Maybe 2,000. Because there's records here. So I guess I could pick it up. You got all these guys here, all these behind me, and there's some in another room, and there's some over there. They're everywhere. Too many. Your thoughts on Dennis Wilson stealing Charles Manson cease to exist? Yeah. No one should steal music from anybody, but yeah. Denny probably shouldn't have done that because he knew that guy was a weirdo to begin with. Yeah, he probably just should have stayed away from Manson regardless. Favorite Elton John song? What did you think of Moon Age Daydream? I loved Moon Age Daydream. I'm gonna put that on again. It was so cool. It's such a cool narrative that they took with it's basically storytelling through bits and pieces of music, like of video clips throughout his life. There's no like direct narration besides his own voice. It was done really, really artistically well. Loved it. And favorite Elton John song? Oh boy. I really love everything on Tumbleweed Connection. Honky Chateau, that just came out again, reissued. Came out today. I like Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me because the Beach Boys sing with them. So that's a good one. Something About the Way You Look Tonight. I Want Love. There's one he did with Leon Russell. What the hell is that one called again? Don't you know you're never too old to hold somebody? You're never too old to hold somebody. I think that's what it's called. You're never too old to hold somebody. I think that's why I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's on the album they called the Union, which is really good. Oh yeah, your song, "The Doy." Yeah, of course. Let me think about that one. Yeah, I love your song. Oh. There are 100 hours of Charles Manson and Beach Boys music. Well, it's 100 hours of Charles Manson with a couple of guys possibly hanging out here and there to play guitar or something, but we will never hear that stuff. I Want Love is a great song from a great album. Songs from the West Coast. Yep. The Leon Russell album is fantastic. The Beach Boys, Bruce Johnson is a good cover of your song. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Have you thought of doing a 10cc review? I haven't thought about it, but I could. Did you give the Penny Arcade album another try? And have you ever listened to the Lewis and Clark Expedition album? I don't think so. Penny Arcade, I had that album. Cause didn't Mike Nesmith discover them or produce it or play on it? I had that record. I know I don't anymore. I'm pretty sure I sold that in the great I Need to Keep My Apartment era of 2015. Yeah, I think I had that Penny Arcade album. That sounds so familiar. I guess I didn't like it if I got rid of it. Simple as that. Nice seeing you again. I'll be back soon. Watching you in the car. I'm getting cars. Don't get car sick, Jenny. No. You are also amazing. Thanks, girl. My girlfriend Jenny, everybody. I don't think 10cc. I don't think I even have any of their albums, to be honest with you. Do you think the Beach Boys have a natural successor? I don't know. I mean, they had a lot of influence on bands that came after them. Like I would say, in terms of harmony, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, the Eagles. Yeah, I'd say those are probably the two biggest bands that were inspired by their harmonies. Anyway, they had like a big success after it. Played Rogers. Can't wait to see the movie a few days ago. Yeah, it wasn't very good. It's okay. 80s Roger. You know, it is what it is. Thoughts on the band Ween? I like some of their songs. Ocean Man. Not a huge fan of them, but I do like some of their songs. What was that one called? Even if you don't, or maybe you don't. Even if you don't. That was a good one. Nez produced it. Country Girls, amazing track. Craig Smith. Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading about them. Yeah, yeah. Thoughts on Weezer? I really, really like Weezer. I used to be a massive Weezer fan. I still like them. I'm still a big fan of them, but probably not as big as I was like 10, 15 years ago. Seen them in concert probably 10 times. Hung out with them. Interviewed a couple of them. Well, interviewed Carl, their webmaster, and we almost interviewed Pat. But we hung out with Scott, Rivers. Actually, we hung out with all of them for a little bit here and there. Yeah, I have a really complicated history with Weezer because, yeah, in college, my buddy and me had a radio show. We were known as the Weezer people at the radio station that we were at. So we would go to Weezer concerts and try to meet up with them or meet up with other fans. And yeah, those were the good old Weezer days. I'm actually in one of their music videos, which is pretty cool. I'm in the video for the song "I'm Your Daddy," which is like a really lame song, but I think it's like a minute and 42, something like that. There's a scene where they're showing a concert, and Rivers is either on top of someone's, I think he's on a bodyguard's shoulders, and he's like walking in front of the crowd. And you see me in the background for literally like 3 seconds. But that's my Weezer claim to fame is in one of their music videos. And what's funny too is they were on America's Got Talent a few weeks ago, and uh, they showed like up next Weezer, and they showed like a clip from the "Say It Ain't So" video, and then they showed a clip from that exact scene from "I'm Your Daddy." So for like 3 seconds, I was on national TV. I was like, "This is cool." Yeah, that was pretty rad. I forgot about that. I'd love to see if someone taped that whole thing because that'd be really cool to be like, "Yep, there I am on NBC. That's me." Never thought I'd be on TV before, but hey, here we are. Massive W. It was cool. It was cool. Um, yeah, they're really nice guys. Like I haven't seen them in concert. I think since 2010 was the last time I saw them. I'd like to see them this summer. They're touring again this summer, and they got a cool lineup with them of other supporting groups. So it'd be fun to see them. And I think from what I've heard, they're changing the set list up pretty well. So it'd be good to see them. It's been a long time. I remember meeting up with a couple with Brian and Scott before they played at Madison Square Garden in 2008. This is for the Red album, and we were hanging out with Scott, and we were like, "Can you play Miss Sweeney? Could you guys play Miss Sweeney tonight?" And he was like, "Nah, we got the set list set up. I really want to do that one." I was like, "Just do it, man." And he had these his shoes. He had these Iron Maiden Killers shoes, these Vans. And he was smoking American Spirit cigarettes. I remember so many details about that day. I want to see them in Gary, Indiana, but I'm afraid someone is going to steal Rivers. Yeah, the last time I saw them, they played all of Pinkerton live and a bunch of B-sides. That was they did like those album tours for a little while there. Try looking for you in the video, almost impossible. Yeah, it's really hard to see. Like when you see, actually, I'm in the thumbnail of the video for "I'm Your Daddy." I'm in the thumbnail, like right by River's elbow. You can see like part of my face. It's really hard to tell, but I know it's me just because I know it's me. And they taped that show. They filmed that show. I think that was the Halloween show they did in 2008 or 9 in New York City. I'm getting my years mixed up here, but they came out dressed up like they did for the Yo Gabba Gabba, where they had those like insect outfits on, and they may have even played that song, "All My Friends Are Insects" or whatever it's called. I can't remember. It was so long ago. I can't remember. I'm getting my years mixed up probably at this point. I think Good Vibrations influenced a lot of bands right into the mid 70s. It's a song of so many parts. Absolutely. What do you think about the Beach Boys subreddit, r Beach Boys Circle Jerk? Excuse me. I've never been there. I have no idea. I don't. I don't really know. I don't understand Reddit. I'm over 30, so I don't understand Reddit. I'd like to use it, but I probably suck at it. I've never been to that message board, so I don't know. Saw them in 2016 after the White Album came out. Played some of my favorite tracks from that album. White is great. That White Album is awesome. That was such a return to form. Great. It's a meme subreddit. Oh, okay, cool. No, never been. Never been. I'm part of the Beach Boys surf posting on Facebook, but I'm never on Facebook, so I have no answers on that. I'm kind of crappy when it comes to like non-Instagram related things. When I was in college, I spent way more time on message boards. I had more time. I just don't have time now. And I'm part of a couple Discords, but again, I don't use that either. I don't even know what they are, to be totally honest with you. I know they're Beach Boys related, but I couldn't say the name of them. No idea. My Glove. I think that Sgt. Pepper and songs like Good Vibrations were definitely bases for progressive rock and drugs. Lots of drugs. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts on Steely Dan? I like Steely Dan. Hmm. Tried to get on a Temptations forum board, but they're all completely inactive. Oh, that sucks. Temptations forever. Love the Temptations. One of the most incredible groups of all time. I'd like to see them someday. That'd be great. I mean, Otis is the only original member, but I mean, what's his name? Ron's been in the band for like 40 years. And is Terry Weeks still singing with them? I think so. He's been with the group for a long time as well. Do you think the Monkees could ever get a good reboot with all the AI voice stuff happening now? Like using the original guys? And like AI their mouths? I hope not. Would have been awesome to see them in the 60s or 70s. Well, Temptations, yeah, absolutely. Got any quad albums? I did. I used to have Adore's Greatest Hits, and I used to have something else. What the heck was that? I do have the CDs of the Flaming Lips. Was it Zarika? I can't remember how to pronounce it, but you're supposed to play it on 4 different boom boxes, and you make your own mix of the CD together. I guess I'll ask. Have you seen the Elvis movie from last year? I haven't. I'm a little apprehensive. I haven't seen it yet. I have it. My girlfriend Jenny got it for me, but I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list. I really do want to watch it because I just heard so many good things about it. I think it'd be kind of cool. Hi, John. You guys are quiet tonight. It's a quiet night here hanging out. Yeah, for those of you just joining, Melvin's, I like some of their stuff. I don't know all their work, but I do like what I know. Bust out the NASCAR album. They'll kick me off YouTube. Digging the facial. Thank you. I grew it myself. Favorite alternate bootleg albums. The Beach Boys Adult Child bootleg album. Like that one. I've got some live Bowie stuff from the 70s that's really good. I've got those Beatles unreleased things that are bootlegs of different stuff from the 60s. Those are pretty cool. With David Crosby's death, do you think Graham Nash would participate in at least one Hollies reunion album? I think he would have done it without, even if David was still alive, I think he would have done it. He did do it, at least in the early 80s, he rejoined the Hollies for one album. Ever considered doing a Paul Revere and the Raiders rankings the albums? That'd be cool to rank their albums. Yeah, I can consider that for sure. It'd be fun. They have a lot. They're a super underrated band. Very underrated band. For those of you just joining, if you missed the intro, all of April, we'll have a whole new season of Hey Look at That Beach Boys Thing. And May will be all Beach Boys month. So every Friday is a Beach Boys album review, leading up to Smile at the end of the month. Every Monday will be a topic video about Smile, and every Wednesday will be an interview with some friends on Instagram talking about the record as well. So it's going to be a Smile-heavy month and all Beach Boys for each review. It'll be pretty cool. I think if they ever did the reboot of the Monkees, it would have to be animated. Something animated. Oh, yeah, animated would be cool, yeah. Gary, looking forward to all the Smile content. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. I did that for Sunflower and the Beach Boys Love You, and that may have been it. A month's worth of content. Ideal Beach Boys set list for Monterey Pop. Well, they would have had to play Heroes and Villains to keep up with the times. So Heroes and Villains would have gotten its debut at that point live. Good Vibrations, obviously. I would have liked to have seen them do, obviously God Only Knows would have been there. Wouldn't it be nice? Would have been cool. I think if they focused heavily on like 65 to 67, so like California Girls, okay, 3 or 4 songs from Pet Sounds, Heroes and Villains, maybe even go crazy and do Surfs Up. That'd be kind of cool. Sweet shirt. Thanks, man. Favorite post 70s Stones album, so the 80s and after? I mean, Tattoo You kind of counts, right? That's a good one. I also enjoy what was it? Voodoo Lounge. Voodoo Lounge is really good. I do like A Bigger Bang. That's got some good stuff on it too. Are Smile and Pet Sounds the only Beach Boys albums you haven't reviewed? Yes. Well, Smile has been reviewed. It's just not coming out to the end of May. The video's done. It's uploaded. It's just gonna wait for it to come out. And Pet Sounds, yeah, I'll do it at some point. Have you ever personally made your own Smile album fan mix? Yeah, years ago, a long, long time ago, before the box set came out. Yeah. Hey, Finn, good to see you. Favorite Stones deep cut? Hmm. Mm. my gut instinct was to say She Smiled Sweetly, but I think that was in a movie, so I don't know if it counts as a deep cut anymore. But I like She Smiled Sweetly. I love oh man. They have so many good songs. Their cover of She Said Yeah is great. I'm trying to think of something different on Exile. Sweet Virginia is one of my favorites. Hey people, it's Carl. Today we're playing all of Smile and Pet Sounds. Can you imagine? I really want them to hurry up and make the MIU LA box set so I can hear it might come back to LA in crystal quality. Yeah, it'd be nice to hear that one sounding good. Not performing at Monterey was so crucial to the band. I missed out. Oh yeah, music changed overnight after Monterey Pop. Blue turns to Gray's a great. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, yeah. Holding out in 74 to 75 sessions box set. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for too. I mean, a lot of the tapes got destroyed in a fire because they recorded a lot at the Caribou Ranch in 74. But those might be all gone. I think it would be cool if the Beach Boys released a 65 box set featuring new mixes of Today, Summer Days. Yeah, it'd be cool if they can use like that D-mix technology that Giles Martin does with the Beatles albums. I'd love to see him do that for like Smiley Smile and Wild Honey and Friends, because a couple of those albums sound real muddy and fuzzy on their original release. They've been cleaned up pretty well since, but I'd like to hear, especially Wild Honey, I'd like to hear a real clean copy of that. I mean, it sounds good the way it is, but you know, could sound gooder. At least they were cool seeing them at Live Aid. Yeah, their Live Aid show was cool, yeah. And Brian was there. So that's cool. Yeah, there's going to be more Stones album reviews coming up at some point as well. This year. This year. I've got reviews coming out all the way to June at this point. So I'm pretty well ahead of myself, like I used to be. I've been on a record review frenzy lately. It's been really, really good. So, John, you saw them at Live Aid? You saw the Beach Boys at Live Aid? Or on TV? Either way, it's cool. I saw Live 8 on TV in 2005. I kind of hate that Bruce got fired. Only Dennis and Brian protested, but I think Mike also wanted to pave a spot for David Marks to return. There's rumors about that. No one's really sure if that's what happened or not with David Marks potentially coming back. And they were buddies with him, and he would come up on stage once in a while and play with them. Like I think he came up on stage with them in '71 or '72. I can't remember, but yeah, I also think Bruce was not feeling very included, even though he got a couple of really great songs on the albums. He knew that his stuff was different, you know? Oh, okay, watched him on TV, yeah. Yeah, Carl always sounded great. He took care of his voice. He knew what the voice meant to the band and to the fans. So, I mean, the 1971 Boston concert is the only time Dennis. Okay, it was 71, yeah. I'm still betting on an Endless Summer re-release before 15 Big Ones set. The temptation to put out a new comp is too hard. Well, the only hiccup I have with that is like Endless Summer was available on vinyl reissued for a while. And they just put out Sounds of Summer last year. So that's kind of their focus at the moment. I'd be very surprised if they reissued Endless Summer. They'd have to do something really special with it. They'd have to make it like a 3 record set or something and add more songs to it. They'd have to put like a really big booklet inside or make some real fancy looking set just to cover the air. Actually, that's kind of a cool idea. If they did just 1974 and 75 as like the live band featuring their greatest hits, doing like different live tracks, promotional stuff from the era, whatever bonus audio was recorded during those. Okay, I'd buy it. What do you think of the Nebworth concert? Love it. It's a great show. Have you played the Keith Moon solo album? Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that album. I remember finding that on vinyl a million years ago. I've got the CD as well. Um, there's some good stuff on that. Do me good, do me good, do me good. Where's the Endless Summer box set? So much unreleased material at the. Wait. Thoughts on Mike as a songwriter? Just read a piece about how he should be appreciated as much as Brian. Mike wrote some great lyrics. He really did. Obviously, Brian wrote the music and arranged it and produced it and put the whole thing together. But Mike did write really good words. He's definitely a words guy. In terms of songwriting and lyrics, I'd say he's probably a little bit better than Brian because Brian never really wrote too many lyrics. He wrote the music a lot, and the other guys would write lyrics. But when Brian does write lyrics, sometimes they are really, really good. But yeah, I mean, Mike doing like "All I Want to Do" is a great song. "Everyone's in Love with You" is a good lyric. "California Girls," "Good Vibrations." I mean, all the early '60s stuff, he wrote almost all those words. It'd be so cool seeing Keith sitting in on the drums for one concert with the Beach Boys. Oh, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. If Bruce wrote "I Write the Songs," did he get the record royalty? Oh yes, yeah. I Love Susan Atkins. Yeah, Bruce made bank off of that song. He still does. I do even like Mike's music. "Student Demonstration Time" is pretty good. "All I Want to Do," "Alone on Christmas Day." Yeah, "Do It Again" is a great lyric by Mike. Absolutely, "Do It Again" is one of his best lyrics for sure. Yeah, they cranked that thing out in 10 minutes. Um, but a lot of the stuff on "Wild Honey" is really good too. Like "Let the Wind Blow." Um, I'm spacing out. The title track, "Wild Honey." Yeah, Mike definitely wrote some good songs lyric wise. People kind of forget that because it's really easy to not like the guy, but he was a definite creator. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Every single person in that band needed the other person in that band. Without one of them, the ship didn't sail. You need all of them. He did write "Summer in Paradise," yes. Hey now, it's a love thing. Yeah, I'm not sure how much music Mike ever wrote, but lyrics he definitely wrote a ton. But music, I'm not sure how much music Mike ever wrote. if he wrote any music. I don't know. Do you think we'll ever get another Beach Boys movie? What era would you want it to be about? It'd be great if they could do a really nice biopic of the guys. But knowing how history works, it would just be another story about the Beach Boys. It wouldn't be about one specific time. It'd be cool if it was. How much I wonder what the Beach Boys have in the vault still to come out. There's still a lot in the vault to come out. Yeah. Do you own Child of Winter? I don't, unfortunately. No. Summer in Paradise is actually decent. Yeah, it is. That's a good song. Re-record instrumental parts or strip back. Yeah, Summer in Paradise could be cool if they kind of just did it a little less 1991. Landlocked version of Big Sur is so dream. I love that version of Big Sur. Yeah, they should have kept it that way. It works well in Holland as well, the way they did it then, but that original one was pretty rad. Not sure if you spoke about this before, but how did you meet your new gal? She seems pretty cool. We met on Instagram. We did. In fact, we did. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Absolutely. She's very cool. Yes, Josh, she's very cool. I find it fascinating that the only Brian Lindsay Buckingham collaboration was he couldn't get his poor old body to move. What's your favorite Fleetwood Mac album, an individual song? I like the Peter Green stuff with Fleetwood Mac. I like the early stuff. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite song. I don't know if I have a favorite song. What do you think are the most accurate books or biographies on Brian Wilson, Carl Wilson, the entire band? There's a really good Carl Wilson book called Long Promised Road. Check that one out. In terms of like just being about the band themselves, honestly, there's a book called Beach Boys in Concert, and there's one called The Beach Boys by Keith Badman, and it's basically just a document of their recording and their concert history, which is really really good. But in terms of actual biographies about them, eesh, uh, I don't know if there is a. I mean, the David Leaf book I would say is the closest thing because that one actually, and not to be biased because I'm in it, but the David Leaf book, The California Myth, or it's newly titled God Only Knows, The Beach Boys and the California Myth. Um, I'd probably say that one. Becoming the Beach Boys is good. Um, yeah, the new David Leaf book. I'm gonna say that one. Right on, man. I might love it. I tend to think Endless Summer derailed an awesome period of the Beach Boys writing and recording. I mean, Endless Summer was the best thing and the worst thing that could have ever happened to them. Endless Summer kept the band alive. If Endless Summer never came out, I think the Beach Boys would have officially broken up at some point in the 70s because they were doing okay for themselves, but they weren't doing humongous, which they had been in the 60s. And Endless Summer changed all of that for them. All of a sudden, they were a massive touring attraction. I mean, that's how you make your money. So I mean, for Endless Summer, I'm grateful to that album because it kept them alive. We're still talking about them today. But it definitely did put a wrench in the works in terms of like the progressive Holland era Beach Boys stuff. Brian and Dennis's demos from 67 to 68. There's some cool stuff in there. What Beach Boys song do you think is the saddest released or unreleased? Mine is I Feel Fine from the so-called Cocaine Sessions. That song is truly haunting. And the Cocaine Sessions are definitely sad. Um, Saddest Beach Boys song. Mm, I mean, the Night is So Young is pretty sad. Oh, thanks, Alex. Thank you, thank you. I think it's time for a five-part documentary about the Beach Boys. I agree. Like a Beatles anthology, well done, well produced, well edited, well researched documentary. Yeah. And I will happily help. I feel like if the Beach Boys broke up, they would have split into two bands. That's basically what happened after Carl died. Actually, three bands. Brian did his solo thing, Mike and Bruce did their thing, and then Al went off and did his thing. So that's three bands, if you will. Let's see. Got about 10 more minutes here, guys. We'll hang out for 10 more minutes. Summer in Paradise would sound great if there were real drums. Yeah. Especially Bruce's song, "One Summer Night." Yeah, no, it's a little cheesy. Love your videos. They get me through the day when I'm working, and I feel like I'm hanging out with like a like-minded music nerd. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks, Alex. That means a lot. Thanks, man. That's really cool. Thank you, thank you. Do you think we can get physical releases of some of the streaming download only stuff? Not for a while. It would be great to have those, but they're not focused on going backwards right now. They're focused on going forward. It would be awesome to have those as a physical release because I talk to people all the time online who are like, I never heard of that before. I never saw it before. It's like, yeah, I know. They never got promoted. They just popped up. I like how almost nothing happened for the 60th anniversary. Typical. Typical Beach Boys news. We got the thing coming out on April 9th, the Grammy Salute, so that'd be kind of fun to watch. There's there's rumors about them doing a small TV special documentary thing. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. And what I would like to see is all the guys, every living Beach Boy, every touring member, everybody just around a piano with Brian singing one song together, and that's it. Just put it together, everybody in one room for one song, sing a new song. I don't care. I think it'd be really, really cool to see everyone who helped out over the years all together in one room to kind of wrap it up and put a bow on it and say, that's the career. See you guys. It'd be pretty rad. I want more live stuff on vinyl. Yes, I agree. I wish they would put out some more live concerts. Yeah. But I mean, at this point, they'd really only focus on the 60s to the 90s. They would never put out a Mike and Bruce Beach Boys lab album. I would never see that happening. Mike and Bruce won't break up until they die. Yeah, and even then, they'll think about it. Yeah, the Mike and Bruce Beach Boys show, it's a really fun show. If you get a chance to see it, I recommend it. It's a good time. I saw it twice last year. I don't see them stopping. You know, Mike just put a video up on Instagram of him working out after his birthday. He's in the gym working out. It's like, it'd be incredible to be that age and still out rocking and rolling. One song, Good Vibrations or God Only Knows. Oof. I don't know. Please stream more often. Thanks, Trader. Yeah, I'd like to, just when time permits me. A physical release of the 2012 tour. Well, they did. They did put out that live album from 2012. I think it's just called Beach Boys Live. I think. I'm pretty sure I reviewed it. I'm pretty sure it's just called Beach Boys Live. I can't remember. David has pretty gone off to do his own thing. I don't know what Ricky and Blondie are up to. Brian just wants a nap. Al's out doing his solo stuff. Well, Blondie tours with Brian and Al. Ricky has been playing with Bonnie Raitt for a bajillion years. They actually just posted a picture together on Instagram of Ricky and Blondie with Bonnie Raitt, which is pretty cool. I guess I missed it. Yeah, it's a decent CD, Gary. It's worth picking up. I don't think it's on vinyl, though. No offense to Brian, but it might be hard for Brian to do even a single song on a piano due to his mental state. I feel concerned for his health. Yeah. I think Brian just wants to stay home at this point. He could probably do one song. I think he'd have one song in him at this point, but from what I've heard, he's just kind of a quiet guy now. He just doesn't talk too much. He's just kind of quiet, does his own thing, you know. Oh, Jess, take care. Have a good weekend. Good seeing you. But yeah, from what I've heard from people I've talked to who know Brian, he's just kind of chill. And so when you see him at these shows that he played last summer where he's not singing or he just kind of stops, um, I think he's just tired. He's supposed to go home. Whenever I watch, every time I've watched Brian sing Sloop John B since like the 70s, whenever he sings that song, I want to go home. Why won't they let me go home? I'm like, I get it, man. Stay home. Put your baseball on, get a sandwich for yourself, hang out with your family, just stay home. You owe us nothing. Brian has wanted to go back home since 1962. Brian shouldn't tour. Oh, he's not anymore. He's done. Brian is done touring. I don't think they're gonna make an official announcement or anything. I just think it's just gonna. You're just not gonna see Brian tour dates pop up anymore. Maybe the odd show here and there. But in terms of going on a full tour, our boy is done. I mean, the last time I saw Brian live was in 2012 for the reunion tour. He was pretty good then, and then I saw him do Smile before that, which was in 2005, and he was incredible at that point. But I mean, age, health, so much catches up to you at some point. It's being on stage requires a lot of physical energy and mental energy, and it's a workout. It's a workout. I'm back. Favorite Beach Boys concert you've been to, or favorite concert in general? Jenny, for Beach Boys, I would say the reunion tour shows, because like, who'd have thunk they'd ever be there? But seeing Brian do Smile was really cool, and David Marks was in the audience that night, which is really random, but yeah, that Smile show was something else. That was really cool. I saw Pete Townsend throw a guitar one time. That was cool. They have all earned the right to stay home. Absolutely. Have you ever checked out the Lemon Twigs? Oh yeah, yeah. Yep. Other favorite concerts. Oh boy. David Marks has a tendency to randomly pop up. Yeah, he does. Other favorite concerts. I've seen of Montreal a bunch of times. Weezer to Leo. Yeah, The Who. Saw Kiss. Jeez, I don't know. I'm trying to like run through my head of all the bands that I've seen. I've seen so many bands. Yeah, some of those. I'll have to get out my box of concert tickets again and see who else I've seen. Sonic Youth was pretty fun. I saw them in 2006 on their Rather Rip tour. That was cool. Paul McCartney, Ringo, Flight of the Conchords. I don't know. I've seen a ton of bands. They've all been really, really cool. The first time I saw St. Vincent, she was incredible. That was at the DC Club, or the 930 Club in Washington, D.C. And that was in 2014. But I saw her before then with David Byrne, so that was cool. I wonder if Carl and Dennis were still alive, what the Beach Boys would look like. Whew. I almost wonder if Dennis would have a voice at this point, because his voice got so gravelly and so shot by the end of his life. Carl, I think, would still be. I think they would have done another album or two. I don't know. I mean, that's the fun thing about the Beach Boys. It's just one what if game after another. I had a DM conversation with Al Jardine's granddaughter, and she was nothing but nice to talk to, even when I pestered her with questions about Al and the rest of the band. The Jardines are keeping it clean. Perfect. Best show I ever saw was Jeff Beck with Johnny Depp, October 22. Both were amazing, and when Johnny came out, it was the closest I got to Beatlemania due to all the women screaming. Rest in peace, Jeff. Yeah, rest in peace, Jeff Beck. I know, it's like, I've seen both Ringo and Paul live, and it's a trip. Like, they walk out on stage, it's like, oh my god, that's the guy from the cover of Abbey Road. You know, like, that's the guy who wrote songs with John Lennon. Like, that's the guy who played the drums. It's it's trippy. It's very trippy. Dennis would probably be mute, basically. There probably would have been a lot more 80s stuff, but Dennis would be forced to stop singing and just do the drums. Or piano, yeah. Yeah, or do harmonies or something, yeah. We'll never know. Fortunately, we'll never know. Hmm. Yeah. Interesting to think about. Really is kind of weird. They play a lot of the Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp album on Sirius XM radio on Little Steven's Underground Garage channel. That record gets a lot of play, especially after Jeff Beck passed away. They played a lot of it. All right, guys, we'll do a couple more minutes here. Couple more minutes, and we'll wrap it up. This has been really fun. What non-single do you think had the best shot of being a hit? I always thought Time to Get Alone should have been a huge hit for those guys. I think if just a little bit more tweaking in the production, um, but Time to Get Alone, it feels perfectly right alongside that sunshine pop, late 60s, easy breezy kind of feel that was popular at that time. Uh, I love that song. Yeah, Time to Get Alone should have been a big single for those guys. Absolutely. Time to Get Alone has been my top 5. So beautiful. It really is. It's an incredible song. I like it too. You can tell from my name. Oh, I didn't even see that. 18 is a great album. Very eclectic, and Johnny sings great, and Jeff plays amazing as usual. That's cool. I've known about Adult Child for a while, but I've just recently been digging into the tracks. I love that era. Yeah, Adult Child's got some great stuff on it. Thoughts on Brian Wilson's favorite film, Norbit? That comes up on every single live stream that we do. What do you think of the shortening and bread craze that Brian went through in the 70s? He loved that song. Are you keeping the beard? Currently growing my own, and I'm trying to my utmost not to trim it. I just trimmed mine this morning, actually. I'm going to keep it for a little while. Yeah, see how it goes. I think I'm entering my hippie era. I'm just going to grow my hair down to my back and grow a beard out and look homeless for a while. Gotta run. Have a good... Oh, John, take care. Have a good one. I think if Carl was still alive, he would be a good-looking Santa Claus. Time to Get Alone is one of my favorites. Shortening Bread is wonderful. Yeah, Shortening Bread is a bizarre track. Also a very weird choice to put on an album. But that's the Beach Boys for you. They leave you guessing. All right, guys. Let's look homeless for a while. Every Beach Boy in the 70s. Yeah, seriously. The Beard Boys. I wish there were more albums that sounded like Love You. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other bands that would sound like that too, but in terms of Beach Boys stuff, that was it. The cigarette butt, when you throw it in the water, goes psh. Thanks for this channel. Oh, thanks, Kyle. I found myself listening to Brian's cover of Drip Drop and rocking out like crazy. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. This was super fun. Thanks for hanging out. We'll do another one soon, a few weeks from now, probably. I really love Calendar Girl from '78. Yeah, that's a good cover. But yeah, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Look out for all the cool stuff coming up on the channel here, and we'll see you next time. But until then, my name is Giggins. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Drink water. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.